Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is Wednesday, my dude. It is Wednesday, my dude. How are you? How are you this fine day? Hello to everyone on YouTube who watches these regularly. Happy to have you, after the fact, tuning in with my digitized self. I'm going to start the day off by trying to continue to battle with this Bant Midrange deck that I've been reflecting on a little bit overnight. Really interested to take the learnings from all the losses from yesterday and try to turn that into a winning record. At the very least, improve my sideboarding plan. Adjust this camera a little bit. Dude, let me tell you something. I am marginally tired. Because last night, I had 20 chicken wings and beer. 20 chicken wings and beer. Which, God, did that taste really good. Oh my God, did that taste pretty spectacular. But the problem is, despite the fact that that was delicious, I woke up about every 2 hours last night, just thirsty out of my mind. Just way more salt than I normally consume in a day. Way more. Extra piece of super dry mouth, super dry whole body dryness. My Highness. I guess turn 2 Vivien, Champion of the Wilds, is pretty good, huh? See a Sacred Foundry, which could be Jeskai, could be Boros aggro.
There is wonder in a blade of grass.
I suppose we take the Growth Chamber Guardian. Suppose we take this. The rest of these go on the bottom of your library in any order. Great. Is Deckmaster not working? Let me go ahead and just give it a restart. Sometimes it Lagaruhas. Okay, so this is Jeskai. So this is going to be very nice to be able to flash things in at end of step. Give vigilance to our Elfie.
Tear it all down.
This is great. We can wait until end of turn to choose what to do. I think what I might wind up doing is flashing in the Growth Chamber Guardian and the Llanowar Elves, so that way I can get a big crazy boy. Is Deckmaster working now? I'm glad to hear that if it is. Ah, yes, this deck. This deck. So our opponent is the very popular Jeskai Planeswalker deck.
Focused and disciplined. Encounter no obstacles.
Lysmith says, hey, my wife is doing an internship with Facebook over the summer, so she'll be in the Bay Area for a few months. Any restaurant recommendations I can pass off? I know you've mentioned Ethiopian Place a few times. I live in Oakland, which is a wee ways north.
Keep an open mind.
And if you want to know a little bit about that, I can fill you in on all them deets. So I think we're actually just going to go Llanowar Elf. Growth Chamber Guardian at end of turn. That's such a perfect draw. I'm going to -2 here and just see what we can get.
You ever lost a home?
God-Eternal Oketra seems fairly adequate. We're just going to kill the Narset in a rather tame way.
I shall miss your company.
But yeah, shoot me an inquiry on Discord, Lysmith. I'll just send you the restaurant recommendations right there. Jet Cooper says, I just got hired for a job after getting fired almost 2 months ago after my manager changed my time card without my knowing. Oh my God. Thanks for being a beacon of positivity in some dark times. God, you know, this is something that I think is not talked about enough with life. I feel like there's this idea that's sort of presented to you repeatedly, almost battered into your skull as a child, that if you do the good thing, you get the good outcome. If you do the bad thing, you get the bad outcome. When really it's much more probabilistic than that. Like in my experience, if I do the good thing, most of the time what happens is nothing. Nothing.
Meditate. and prepare.
It's one of those things where it is about averages and about planting little seeds. Oh my god, I actually can't cast God-Eternal Oketra. That is quite a mistakey. That's fine. As long as I can maintain the presence on the board, there's not really much that Blade of Rorix can do about it.
All things begin and end.
I gotta pay a little bit more attention to mana. So sometimes, like you're saying, Jet Cooper, you just sit there, try to do good work, do a good job, and then you just get punished. You just get punished. And that sucks. But that's okay. The important thing is to be comfortable with and accept that sometimes shitty things will happen, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's okay. That's just an okay thing. It's not a wonderful thing. Because I feel like I've recently come to this understanding that I'm okay doesn't mean an absence of anything bad. Like, for instance, I can be feeling really angry because I, lost a bunch of games of Dota, and it was all my teammates' fault because everyone's watching me play on Wednesdays. You know I'm a flawless player. So I'm angry. But it's okay to say, I'm angry, but I'm okay. I'm okay and I'm comfortable, and the part of Sean that wants to be the pilot, that wants to be the decision maker, that person's still in charge. We're not going to lash out. We're not going to do anything mean, bad, nasty, or any such nonsense. We're going to be okay. I'm okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's an important thing to develop comfort with. That's fine. We're still going to get the cards that I wish to draw. So this might not actually be the Planeswalker deck that I thought it was. But I mean, Interplanar Beacon feels like a pretty strong indicator of that, right? One, two, three, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so I don't quite have enough mana to do everything that I wish to do. Because really I want to cast this Teferi Time Raveler. Peel off a land. But I think I'll play in a rather basic fashion.
What was lost.
Major Herder says, I graduated from college about a week and a half ago, and this is the first stream I've caught since then. I just wanted to say thanks for the entertainment and positivity through that whole experience. Just started watching your stream my freshman year. Your content never fails to put a smile on my face. Yes! Bringing the smiley toot, man. Boy, that makes me actually so happy. No. Yep, we're going to take that. Take dad action. Gain that life. I'm just going to play my Elfie. Probably should have -2'd first. I'd like a Frilled Mystic here.
Strike hard.
Shalai's pretty grand. I don't think the Oketra particularly matters. This does seem very, very good, though.
Sorry I'm late. I've got you.
Oh, I could bounce the Frilled Mystic. Oh, I'm a dumbass. That occurred to me right after I hit the go button. I'm learning. I'm learning. We're slowly learning. It's the Bez says Growth Chamber end of turn was lethal, assuming he doesn't have Seal Away. Yeah, there's a couple ways that we can actually just try to push for lethal right away. Wow, I really should have bounced that, huh? But I wanted to... Let's see, is there any way out of this pupper? I guess this is a good play. There's a couple ways out of it, but I know that there's possibilities such as that one right there.
mysteries of life are endless.
I'll protect you.
Let's see here. So this would take up all those. So I guess we're just gonna wait. We're just gonna wait until end of turn. We're just gonna see what happens. Draco says, I came over after watching Dropped Frames. Does JP ever ask you to be on it? Would you? Yeah, I've been on Dropped Frames before, and I'd love to be on again. I think JP is someone I like very much and respect enormously. JP is one of the people I respect most in the entire streaming ecosystem, for sure. For fucking surezies. Alright, there we go. So there's no ability for my opponent to stop this? Alright, okay. So I think the Knight of Autumns don't matter so much, I think. Dovin's Veto, Disdainful Stroke, Deputy of Detention seem good. What seems not so useful? Probably the Shalai. And even God-Eternal Oketra doesn't seem that useful. Escort Games says, breaking news, Sean disrespects all streamers except JP. That does sound like a headline. Conant says, can you explain how to find fun in playing aggro decks? They just feel so mindless and boring even when I'm winning with them. Maybe you're just a better aggro player than I am. Because I get stuck all the time. Because I think it's, like, for me, I think where the mindlessness comes from is that with aggro decks, you almost always have plays to make. You almost always have plays. And when I was a newbie aggro player, there would be the first obvious play, and I would do that every single time. Because it's obvious, right? You just do this. But the more I would just take my time and stop and think, I'd be like, oh, actually, huh. For me, it was watching a lot of good players play with aggro decks, and they would take a really long time, and then do something very different and very weird. And I'd be like, what the fuck was that move? And then they would win very clearly as a result of making that weird move, and I'd be like, whoa, man. I think it's a real illusion a lot of times that aggro decks are mindless. There's some games where it's very clear what your play is every single turn, but I think more than anything, because you have a play every single turn, it just feels like you're not forced into any tough decisions. But with aggro decks, it's the difference between doing 7 points of damage versus 8 points of damage that will actually determine whether you win a number of games. I take the entire rind off the banana before eating it. I take the entire thing off and my fingers get sticky and I don't give a shit. I think the contrast with control decks is you have a much sharper inflection. Instead of thinking about 9 versus 8 damage, or 8 versus 7, things like that that feel very slight, you wind up with much sharper consequences, such as, if I don't figure out how to live in the next 2 turns, I die. So you feel like you're making big, complex decisions with control decks. But it's actually that you're making the same type of intensity decisions in both circumstances. I'm going to do this because next turn a Deafening Clarion will kill both of these, and I'll have a Growth Chamber Guardian and an Incubation Druid. And I think this is actually a really interesting comment regarding game design. Often, you can make it such that things
I'm known for my excellent
could be more difficult, or you could leave the difficulty alone and raise the stakes.
I am not making this up as I go.
Oh, that's a very, very, very good outcome. So, for instance, in Dark Souls, when you die, all the enemies respawn.
Right on schedule.
Your load point is very, 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 very far away. Ew.
Let's slow this down.
Can't return an artifact.
Here we
Right.
go.
Yeah.
I've done the hero thing before.
Gotta kill this bastard. Yeah, but I feel like with something like Dark Souls, it's not actually that the combat is very complicated. I mean, you can win the entire game just making one move with one weapon. You know. I mean, you can do that. But what makes it feel difficult is not the difficulty, it's the stakes. It's the stakes being really, really, really high. The stakes make you feel the significance of all the movements that are happening in the game. So yeah, it's an interesting distinction: stakes versus difficulty. A lot of times people's brains conflate the stakes of the action with the difficulty of the action.
I've got it. Show remorse, I'll show restraint.
One Teferi down. Oh, hi, Desperate.
Don't worry, I got this.
That's Cat Dad's chicken. It's pretty cool, huh? All these counter spells are going to be pretty useless against that pooper, huh?
That's more like it.
Look at that beautiful 90-month anniversary from Go Saigon. Hi. Hi, little baby cat. Alright, so far so good, huh? Steel asks, why are people running Fibblethip now? A couple of reasons. He's a good cantrip. He's a cantrip and a body. And you can use it to return up to one target creature or whatever to the hand. And so it comes back to the hand. Because this is when it becomes target of a spell. Shuffle it in there. I'm actually going to return this guy to the hand.
I have a plan. Only time will tell.
So this leaves up the Disdainful Stroke, which is nice. What deck is opponent playing? It's the Sarkhan Planeswalkers deck. Look up Sarkhan the Masterless. Sarkhan the Masterless turns all your Planeswalkers into 4/4 dragons, so you have a deck with like 7 different Planeswalkers in there. Meow, Dad, why will you not pet me, Dad? Meow. Is this Teferi, Hero of Dominaria? Thank golly goddamn. Meow. Oh god, I just think you're the most perfect cat in the whole world, okay? It's my turn. Oof, god, that's so dang MF and good. Connor's asking for the deck list. Deck list should be up there in the top left. That's the, it's not Deckmaster, it's the Stream Decker. It's up there. And if you click on that, you can get an index of every deck I've ever played on stream. Bing. Oh, you are just the sweetest little cat. You happy to see Dad? I'm happy to see you too, darling. Yeah, hi. It's my little gray cat. Oh, I forgot to hit this plus.
Here we go.
Didn't know that was clickable. Yeah, really cool, huh? Yeah, meow. Here, I'm gonna pick you up. Yep. Come on up. Hi, sweetie pie. Hi, welcome. Welcome. Hi. So this is gonna draw, but I think that we just allow that to draw. That's fine. Few things make me happier than when you put your stinky butt near my face. What a good cat. It's a very cat move, huh? Catmandu. Catman move. Coimister's Insight. So we can actually bonk for a lot, because this is 4, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17. Got him. Already starting to play this deck a little better. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is such great news. You know what is just the greatest game? Oh my gosh. I forgot about this game until just now. Plants vs. Zombies. That is just the greatest game. Yep. Welcome to the lab. Welcome to the lab. Mm-hmm. Plants vs. Zombies is probably... That should be in my top 10 favorite games all time for sure. Let's be on the play. I think being on the play seems good. Turn 2, Vivien, Champion of the Wild. Seems pretty good. That's my tie clip. What do you think of that, huh? Alright, let's smell everything. Yep, there's a lot of stuff to smell here. David Hinterland Harbor.
Every fight makes me stronger.
Oh my god, Travis, can I just say, it's so good to see you, Travis. It is so good to see you. Mr. Cerebral 09. And also, I just saw your request message on Discord. I'd be happy to set aside a little timeroo to just chat with you about all that shit. Alright, so let's go ahead and give this Llanowar Elf Vigilance.
I've seen puppies whine less than you.
Attack. Bang. Alright, so if we pay this life and play Teferi Time Raveler, this is pretty bad beating. I'm just gonna go ahead and submit 0. And then because I can cast creatures as though they had flash, I can flash this in. Triple says, I am a lousy mod, lol. Oh, you're a great mod. So here's the thing. Here's the thing about mods at Day 9 TV. The mods are far less so enforcers. Mods here are not about, like, you must not do things. And they're much more about creating culture. Not the bacteria kind. Being pleasant, chatting up with folks here. Being positive role models to all the wonderful people chilling and chatting here. I guess we get the Growth Chamber Guardian. Because that's the thing, is that I'm kind of the opinion that really it should be like 70% culture. Like 70% of what mods do should just be socially showing up and hanging out and being cheerful. And at most 30%, but as much as possible, far less, should be about, you did the wrong thing, banned, there's the rules. And I said they do spend 80% of their time banning Shaz, though. That is true. Shaz has been banned millions and millions of times. This feels an awful lot like a thought erasure to me. And given that we see a hero of Precinct 1, that's indicative to me that Atma is not a control Esper deck, but is a mid-range Esper deck. Although Search for his Kant is a little bit funky.
Starting over's the only way.
Take dead action. I'm gonna go ahead and pay the life just so I can beat the shit out of this dude.
This might be a bad idea.
Very gradual, very slow. This deck is. Look at that, chucking the Thief of Sanity. Hi, Desper. Oh my god, yeah, hi. Oh my god, my little cat is so sweet. Hey, Sad Tony. Alright, who you want me to kill? Well, that's... Our opponent just messed up real bad. You know, I'm... This is a really interesting question. How do I board against this opponent? How do I sideboard against this opponent? I think... Knight of Autumn seems like the worst card here, right? Because there's a search for his Kanta, but in theory I'm just denying and killing the shit out of the enemy often. I mean, Dovin's Veto seems very reasonable. Time Wipe seems a little overkill. I'm going to cut an Oketra and put in a Deputy of Detention. That makes sense to me. Because this just says I'm trying to keep this dude calmed the hell down. Maybe actually I do want to board in the Baffling Ends. But I think the hard part for me is thinking through how my opponent will board against this. I would assume there's going to be a thicker emphasis on creature removal-y spells, so I think I need to deal with that. Thief of Sanity is always an issue. Working Class Hero 83 says, is this emo proportionally accurate to Day 9 hand, or is it a generic hand? I must know. I think it's a generic hand. I have large palms and long fingers. I'm really good at my job, by the way. I should mute myself all the time. Let me adjust this so we get an even distribution of skin. See, I feel like this skin should be showing more. Let's... Yeah. What about that? Does that help it? Yeah. There we go. Oh, Day 9 with his skin. No. More like oof of Kaya. Oof. This has been seeing a lot of play lately. It's a very, very cool card. Go ahead and get the Pompo Galden. Sorin, Vengeful Douche.
Vengeance and blood.
Blood and blood.
Time for a drink.
Time for a drink. Next, next. No, next. Who wants land? Your pal Day 9 does. Has a mostly walking game been chosen for this week? Man, hell no. I've been so irresponsablement.
Vampirism is a useful trait.
I mean, this could get responsively nuked, but, you know, what are you gonna do? That was gonna happen anyways. Not a lot happening in the game, so this is good. I think this benefits us more than it benefits our opponent.
I abhor my
This might actually just kill us. Bonk.
This place apart. You can still walk away.
This is probably going to be the most beneficial to us. Although we can't cast it for a turn. I still think it's going to be the most beneficial. Don't shoot me! No! Ow!
Okay, so you've
What
got
a
claws.
mess I've made.
You fight like a city brat. I'm not losing.
This guy has 14 there, man.
The straw.
I doubt there's a Nezahal lurking about. I mean, this is going to be pretty bland. Bit of time here.
All things begin and end in nature.
+2's bonkers. Yeah, +2's quite good. +2. Then the -X is return something with cost X or less. I guess it's exactly X. I mean, I want the creature out. Soren's just gonna like -2 to bring it back. But you know what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
The darkness within.
May as well prevent the scry, since we're gonna lose Dovin's veto anyways. Okay, so what was nice about this exchange is that even though that dude came out, I'm gonna -2 Vivien to help guarantee that I can get a Hydroid Krasis. Perfect. Yeah, may as well. Because I just misread. The Hydroid Krasis is on top of the deck. It's on the top of the deck. We're not going to attack with this.
Time for a drink.
Alright, good. Probably shouldn't auto-pass. Probably should just be hitting okay. Oh, I'm just not going to block that. We're just going to go ahead and take some damage. Ugh.
Vampirism is a useful.
We've drawn a handful of spells. Oh, Teferi Time Wavala is a very good draw. Okay.
You'll thank me later.
Gonna bounce that. Alright. God, that deals 2 damage, man. Fuck.
You're working up my appetite.
Maybe I just need to ignore Sorin Vengeful Bloodlord, man. That actually kills us so fast. And Sorin -2s, of course. Yeah, I gotta just not.
Will
I
meet again.
abhor my need for blood.
This is super sick. Alright. Alright, Hydroid Krasis. Ah, yes, perfect. Woohoo! There's no target. Damn.
I demand servitude.
One time? Resolve one time? Mortify. Okay. I'm gonna deputy the deputy and the deputy. I probably am going to board in the Baffling End.
What a mess I've made.
Bing bong, bing bong. Teferi, Time Weveler. Hello, I'm Teferi.
I know my responsibility. Let's try this.
If I can draw Shalai, that'd be so sick. Damn it. And then that's lethal. Alright, so let's see here. I think I do want to get the Baffling into here. Shalai Voice of Plenty just seems a little bit slow for what I'm going to be doing. Just a wee bit. Same with this. We've already cut one God-Eternal Oketra. I think there's actually a sufficient amount of these types of thingies. Yeah. Maybe a Time Wipe or two. Time Wipe feels a little weird for this matchup. Frilled does feel... Well, maybe Frilled is a little expensive. Maybe what we try to do... Because what I'm trying to do is counter a lot. Because my opponent has a lot of removal-y stuff. Yeah, I don't really know what the correct boarding plan is with this. This is kind of why I want to keep playing this. Bant. Illumination says, nice shirt. Hey, thanks. I like this one. I like V-necks. I like me some V-necks. Some V-necks. What the next? You know, Deputy of Detention maybe is just a shit choice in this matchup. Maybe I should just not have the Deputies of Detention in here. Maybe that's what our actual problem is. Pay to life. Dude, I can't wait to pay life again and again and again. Here it comes. Thought Erasure off the top. Boink. Turn 2 Thought Erasure every time. I think Vivien, Champion of the Wilds, is going to take a trip to See You Later Town. Oketra. Etra. A.
Isn't it? I've seen puppies
Farts.
whine less than you.
Alright. Bam. That was actually a exceedingly useless Vivien. Alright, who dies? Probably
Let's do
Vivien.
this again.
Up and away she goes. It's like the worst possible target. Yeah, I think that this is actually the mistake, is I needed to get rid of the Deputy of Detention. I think that's right. It was very good for us.
So long. Stand by and watch. I've got it.
Woo! Baffling End feels insanely good. For some reason, I was thinking more deputies for things like. It's just a terrible decision to do anything otherwise.
Don't worry. I got this.
It's so great. It's actually exiled. I mean, technically, there's Mortifies, but I think this is still a really nice card. What could possibly be 6 mana? Ooh, again.
Do not defy the design. To my plan does not include you. No, I am not making this up as I go.
I think I have to do this sort of play. Because my little spirit's gonna get played. Obviously. But then I can snatch the Ugin. Leave up a Dovin's Veto. I guess we're not leaving up Dovin's Veto, huh? Alright, I think this is the one we bounce.
Oh, I've done the hero thing before.
I mean, this is a wee bit risky to snatch this guy up.
Draw from this petty squabbling.
Could be a time wipe. That would hurt. Hostage Taker is actually so good. Yeah, I think the big issue here was boarding in more Deputy of Detentions. I mean, they feel pretty bad here, huh? I mean, this effectively owns us. I mean, not drawing land for a bunch of turns in a row is pretty bad. I'm just going to go ahead and concede because I think our opponent got us with that Hostage Taker play. Yeah, I think that was like a really useful game to have played. Where, if I rethink my boarding plan, it would be something like we take out these 4, put in all these Baffling Ends. Maybe play a little bit more board cleary with things like time wipes. Maybe go up the curve, actually. That actually makes a lot of sense. Reroll this. Wider green spells, you got it. Oh, I got a refill on coffee. Actually, let me just do that right now. This hand seems insane. This hand seems insane to me, doesn't it? Because we shock in the Temple Gurdon. Pay you life. If we can get out a turn 2 Teferi or a turn 2 Vivien, that's pretty good. What do we think that is? You know, I actually think it was a mistake to not play the breeding pool. I think 100% of the time, I want to get green lands down.
The fallen.
Fury the Fearlin. Pywo Dwagon 558 says, feel like it's hard for a deck to be competitive without including blue in some way right now. Do you think the war cards might have pushed it as a color too much? I just don't actually think I agree with that statement. I think there's just a lot of really interesting and good decks right now.
Let me show you what was lost.
It doesn't actually feel sufficiently oppressive, in my experience. I do think this card is just good in a way that feels very... You feel the shit out of Teferi Time Raveler. Is it Reveler or Raveler? It's Raveler.
This isn't a fight you can win. No, I am not making this up as I go.
Okay, so I actually expect that player 12870 has like a lightning bolt or a shock. Nullhide Ferox. Okay, so this is a green stompy deck that had a bad opening hand. Okay, so one of these dudes can chomp, and that seems fine. Seems all good. God, I keep forgetting I have frickin' Flash. I could have just,
I've got it.
you know, done that end of turn. Wolf farts. Yeah. It's a Nullhide party. Alright, so this is fairly straightforward. Well, do I want to... I'm actually gonna block this. Because it's Ghoul Collision Colossus is a very easy card to just nuke us out.
That's more like it.
The mysteries of life are endless.
Alright. No attacks. Opponent can't use combat tricks right now at all. Oh my god, Teferi Time Raveler. Ah! Alright, that said, I'm still worried about going to 6 against Collision Colossus, because obviously with 2 Null Hides out, our opponent wouldn't be able to cast it without paying a shitload of mana. I still stand by the statement I wanted to chump with my Elfie friend, due to the fact that I really want to make 100% certain that my health doesn't get too low, because it's very easy to, when this is gone and when the Null Hides are gone, 1 haste, which is easy for there to be haste because Riot is a keyword. It's very easy for my opponent to just take me from 6 to 0. So I think that my play was correct, except it wasn't all the way correct. Like, I still would have done the same thing, but the reasoning behind the play was a little busted. So here my opponent, 1, 2, 3, 4, could play 1 Collision Colossus for a shitload of damage. So let's cross our fingers and hope to die. Still can't. Jesus Christ, I literally just got done explaining that. I literally just got done with that. Great. Great. Cool. Cool. It's a good thing that player 12870 is listening to the stream, huh? I will show D9 who the boss really is.
Don't worry, I got this.
I'll get a Vigilant Zombie. He's such a good zombie boy, and then I can swing out with all
Starting
these.
over is the only way.
Do these already have Vigilance? Wow, fucking holy cow. It's like the most vigilant zombie. Did I hit Mythic with Palaka Worm deck? Yeah. Isn't that toit? Isn't that nice and toit? Coffee Cat has just put up my project on DK30. So excited. Hell yeah, Coffee Cat. What was your 30-day project? Galta Primal Hunter. Crochet socks. Yes. I did it. So our opponent's deck is going to be fast AF, right? It's going to be just an absolute beatdown as much as possible deck. So we should put in the Deputies and the Baffling Ends. I don't necessarily think we need the Frilled Mystics as much, yeah. Time Wipes seem pretty good. What else doesn't seem so good? Probably these Knights of Autumns don't seem so good. Some Time Whips. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty straightforward, right? We're trying to remove and slow down with our early game plan. Clean up and finish off with our late game plan. This hand sucks. This hand is mediocre. I mean, we kind of do want that. Llanowar Elves. I knew it. Dealing with the Disdainful Stroke. I actually don't know how good Disdainful Stroke is in this matchup. Because I think it's a little more common, yeah, that, like, we'll be in a position like this. Hydroid, happy 50 months, 50 years a row. Hydroid, happy Wednesdays. Thanks for all the good times, Sean. Hope you're staying dry this week. Got a little wet this morning. Oh, I experienced a wee bit of proper wetness. Welcome one, welcome all to the Deputy Zone. So, like, at this point, for instance, at this point in the game, if I had a Disdainful Stroke in my hand, I would have not even had an opportunity to cast it, and we're actually very, very close to death. Death is a common side effect of this board state. But I think we have a relatively straightforward play. We play the Llanowar Elves, we play Teferi Time Raveler.
Not going to sit this.
This may have been a little bit over bold to not cut all of the Planeswalkers, but I don't know. I still think they felt pretty good, you know?
Here we go.
I think I'm just going to X equals 4 this. And that is the right amount. Good. Welcome, Destiny. Because this it allows us to block this. We'd have to let in 2 damage. Let in 3 damage. God, this is such a pretty cat. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. I'm going to play this Hinterland Harbor. Yeah, I mean, I think that I just pay the 2 on this. Snatch this. Give me this. Yeah. Okay, what's going on? Why are you being such a crawler, huh? I'm really happy with how my understanding of this deck is going, because we were getting kind of murdered yesterday. That's Dad's chicken. I got some chicken from the store today. I'm gonna eat a pound of chicken for lunch, probably a pound of chicken for dinner. Protein. Protein. Are you referencing Aggretsuko? Yes. That is such a good show. Oh my god, Aggretsuko is so good. It's so good. Protein. My name's Day9. Like proper what? Alright. Best line in the show, period, is, of course, ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Sound like you were humming Luigi's Mansion thing? I was humming The Trial from Chrono Trigger. Da, 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 da. Sad Tony says, what's Aggretsuko? Pitch it to me. Aggretsuko you can find on Netflix. It is an animated Japanese television show about a prim and proper salary woman. As in, she just goes to work every day, tries to do a good job, goes home. Goes to work, tries to do a good job, goes home, right? Grinding for that sweet salary. And she's very proper and reserved and formal at work, but she's into death metal. And she sings the shit out of death metal as a way to just unwind, you know? It's fucking great. And so she kind of has this dual life that she's trying to navigate. And it's not really about the death metal as the focus. It's about the repressed anger that she feels. And that resonates with your pal Day9. I'm full of hatred and anger right now. What's the play? Like, this is sort of threatening, but if I don't play the Deputy of Detention, all those little 1/1s we can gobble up. Gobble it up in a minute. I think that I am going to play Teferi Time Lavua. Even though Teferi's bound to die. But I want to absorb. I just want to get Krenko, Tin Street, Kingpin back in the hand. And if I can get Oketra to stick, feels good. Absorb a little damage. Delay our friend. Oh, we're against Azazel. We need to do Heavy Metal Monday. Heavy Metal is one of the few types of music that I'm actually not particularly fond of. I actually don't like it too much. Well, this is a sad turn, huh? I feel like I have to snatch that up. But we're going to just take 3 damage and be in a bad spot anyways. Whereas if I Incubation Druid and then Growth Chamber Guardian, we take 7 damage. We die to double Colossus. I guess I have to do this. See, if these Shalais were Baffling Ends, it would be so good. However, if you really want some of my show recommendations, one of my favorite things I've seen recently is Love, Death, and Robots. I really, really enjoyed that one. Ah. It's our friend, the Nullhide Bro. And then what? Probably this to chump. Avatar Nader says, hey Dan, I've been a while since I've been here last. How are you doing, man? I'm doing mostly good. I didn't sleep very well last night because I had hot chicken wings with beer, and I just was waking up every few hours last night desperately thirsty. So that wasn't the most fun I've ever had. Oh, we've got some water today. Right here. Alright, I feel more dead. I feel more likely to dead and to be dead. Probably don't want to shock that one in. Go ahead and heal a little bit here. feeling pretty dead. I have a dead feel to myself. That's what I got. That's the only play. You know, I'm just gonna quit this game. I can X equals 2 this. And then go chump, chump, chump. Feels like a bad build. Dan's just feel like a lot more people would listen to metal if they got the proper introduction to it. I think that's very true. What did I do last time that I liked? What did I do last time? Maybe like do this. Something like that seems good, huh? Number 41 says, "Hey, D9, how are you doing today? You going to TI9? I am not going to TI9. But I am doing what is known as Tila. Wow, that is just the shittiest possible hand. I'm going to go ahead and hang on to it because I can almost cast these. This is a late play anyways. Would Ixalan's Binding be better in the sideboard over Baffling End? Ooh, no. Baffling End is way more targeted and strong. Baffling End is like your anti-aggro tool. It can be played on turn 2 to just eliminate a threat right away. Ixalan's Binding is more of an anti-control card because it costs 4 mana. And it prevents recasting of the same thing. No, get the hell out of here. So, oh my god, when I thought about that, I'm remembering specifically a deck where I was like, I'm going to put in Ixalan's Bindings instead of Baffling Ends. And I just like could not deal with aggro, period. I was just like, ah! The fuck is this card? What? But anyways, I'm doing a little LA party where what's happening is we're going to rent a house and we're just going to watch TI from that house for a few days. Growth Chamber Guardian. Alright, so this sucks a lot. That's alright. Get out. Flame says, without getting into the business, was it a conscious choice on your part not to go, or did Valve not hit you up? No, no one has hit me up regarding anything Dota-wise since TI7. So, message received. Honestly, I don't think that's any big deal. It doesn't bother me in the slightest. Since that was the play, I actually think I'm gonna Teferi and bounce that shit.
Sorry I'm late.
Oh, you did awesome? Oh, thanks, Blaine. I thought I did okay. I thought I was an okay host. I thought it was fine. Goodbye.
Hardly my worst defeat.
Is this a Hydroid Krasis turn? It may be. I mean, I just think the people that do commentary and hosting and analysis for Dota 2 are they're just so good. God, I just think they're so impressive. They're so amazing. I am absolutely doing this because we are trying to delay until we get a sweet Oketra. I don't care about the card advantage that we're providing to our opponent. Our opponent does not have a scary board, which makes me so happy. Hit me. No! Ah!
You should have seen that coming.
Time wipes. That was a good card. Oh, shit. God. Come on, man. Give me something to work with. Give me a land! We're a little land dry. Hellwet Gaming says, Counter-Strike and Dota has the best casting assembly at the moment. I will state, the League of Legends casters, I think, are just doing an unbelievable job. I don't know League of Legends, but just I like watching it just for the play-by-play commentary. I think those guys are amazing. The unfortunate truth is that the best commentators in the entire gaming industry, as has been the case for a very long time, is, of course, undeniably, Tastosis. Undeniably. You will never get a collection of human beings more talented at casting than Nick Tasteless Plot and Artosis. Sorry, I forgot his first name for a moment. Dan Artosis Stemkowski. His real first name is Artosis, just so you know. Power of the Wagons, I literally watch GSL just because of them. Yeah. Yeah, the phases of the moon. Has everyone here seen the phases of the moon? Has everyone here seen the phases of the moon? Oh, God. Oh, that sucks. Alright, GG. Get me out of here. We were not dead, but we were very, very close to dead. I didn't feel like there was much I could do in that particular game. God, Naked Dander is so good. I wonder if we can watch Phases of the Moon. What's the policy on Twitch of me broadcasting myself watching a YouTube video? What is the policy on that? This is a good enough hand. We can play the Knight of Autumn. Also says, I'm having a hard time dealing with the Grixis control deck you were playing yesterday. When you were playing, did you feel like there was any key cards an opponent needs to deal with? Can you elaborate on your question? The VOD gets muted, probably. Kind of don't want to deal with mutings. I almost said mutations. I don't want to deal with mutations. So Ghost Stalker is given the appropriate answer, which is just because people do it doesn't mean it's okay. I'm gonna play this, and I'm gonna gain 4 life, I think, is what I want to do. I think I have to gain the 4 life. I think. God, the phases of the moon is just so funny. Oh my god. Dude, just look up Tasteless Artosis Phases of the Moon. Goodbye. It's so funny. Avatarnator says, for Magic the Gathering and Hearthstone similar in any sort of way? Are there big differences in gameplay and mechanics? There are super duper specific differences in gameplay and mechanics. Do I just play Shalai, Voice of Plenty? I think I just do this, because this really stilts Castell's options. Then I can Teferi Time Raveler the Runaway Steamkin. Yeah, there's super duper specific differences in gameplay mechanics. Most notably, in this game, in Magic the Gathering, you can do things on your opponent's turn. And you can respond. There's a lot of back and forth there. Whereas, in Hearthstone, you just take your turn and the opponent just takes their turn. There's some overlap in mechanics, but there's also things like there's no abilities in Hearthstone. Like, for instance, this Fanatical Firebrand. You can sacrifice it, and it deals 1 damage to any target. You're allowed to do that. Do I trade this? No, I think probably not.
This is hard.
Our opponent does not have a lot of land. It was one of these unusual circumstances where... Do I swing with this now? I think so. It was one of these unusual circumstances where the Experimental Frenzy is not quite so good because it was played a little bit too early. So I think that there is a generalized shape. Okay, what's the play here? Shock 2, gain 2? I think so. Yeah, so I mean, like, there's the basic framework of both games, which is that you have cards that are your tools, and you're trying to bring the opponent's health down to 0. And there's some idea of, like, it's mostly about creature combat, but so on and so forth. Probably the... Seems right. I think that I was formerly just boarding out these puppers. But I think this is a much better plan, leaving in all of the flashers. Lustro said, I'm playing a Niv Mizzet Reborn deck that does well against the majority of decks I come across, but it gets completely owned by the Grixis control list. I put Unmoored Ego on the side to try to deal with the list with little success. Well, talk to me a little bit about what are the things that are, like, really shitting on you. What's really taking a dump on you, my friend? But yeah, no, I do think that Hearthstone and Magic are sort of like two different evolutions of the same core idea of, like, spell battling using cards. Spell battling using cards. I really wanted to Baffling End this. Like, really, really badly. Oh my god, I screwed up so bad. But this is probably just going to go to the face, because it's a little inefficient to shoot the elf. I'm going to play one of these. That's a bit of a weak play, but it's all good. It gives us a very clean play. Definitely Baffling End this. No, no, Batman. Now, I don't want to do this, but it's very, well. Tricky says, can you explain the card art for Baffling End? Like, I don't get the dinosaur just looking at a grilled human or something. Let's look at this. I don't know. I don't know what on earth I'm looking at. Ding dong. I mean, when I first saw this, I thought it was this guy. Oh, shit. So, if this is a Chain Whirler, then this loses Shalai. If I block like this, and this is a Lightning Bolt, then we die. So I think we actually have to do this and be willing to lose the Shalai. Oh no, we have Hexproof. Okay. I mean, that sucks a little bit, but I'm still pretty happy with this. So we basically need the top card to be a forest. Rats. You know it's a super sick. Yoicks. There's a super sick card game is Android Netrunner. That one is so sick. Yeah, I don't know what's happening. I mean, this Baffling End art baffles me. This is where this happens, and then we just get Chain Whirlered. I think the big reason we lost is because we didn't shock in and take out that dude, the Baffling End, the way we wished to. Is this hand good enough? This is really close. I think I'm actually going to keep this. Because if we draw one land, we can draw a card and we can disable. Or we can pump the Growth Chamber Guardian. We have a lot that we can do with a third land. Boom. And if we don't, I think we can wait one turn with this. Perfect. So I'm gonna... If I played this... Yeah, I actually believe that this is the best play here. Like, obviously, our opponent is going to be able to play the Vishino Pyromancer again, but I think that loss of turn is really nice.
It's only a matter of time.
So I'm going to do this, because this shuts down the Vishino Pyromancer. We can't block this Chain Whirler, because then this will die. Castel is kind of forced to double blow this up. Or Lava Coil. Either way, I think we're just going to get bonked a single time with the Chain Whirly friend. Go to 12? I was doing we're actually okay at 12. Temple Gardens are killing me a little bit, but that's fine. Deputy of Detention. That's excellent. I mean... I think this is important to block, because it does mean that this will die to something like a Chain Whirler. But if my opponent doesn't have a Chain Whirler... Nice. My opponent doesn't have a Chain Whirler. Often they're doing that swing because they want to cast a light up the stage. Alright, so this is just a very obvious block. 4 mana is kind of a lot, though. It's fine. Maybe I should have done x equals 4 there, so that way I could plausibly draw. And that's death, right? Damn. That was a tricky game. That was a tricky one. Maybe we should have boarded out the Shalais after game 1. That I think is actually a legit option, because Shalais are very good in game 1. But, they get worse as my opponent is boarding in lava coils. See Dunker Donko and the Captain Loss. Lashing out at Mono Red. I mean, as much as it's fun to hate on Mono Red, I think that game is a really interesting example of, like, maybe I should have cut other things, you know? Maybe I shouldn't be running the Shalai. Maybe I actually should be running more counter spells instead. Maybe cutting these Planeswalkers as we were doing before. Oh my god, Lord City says, hey Day9, I promised to say hi from a 13-year-old girl from work who thought it was awesome. But I talked to you yesterday about the paper, so hello. Well, wonderful. For any of you who don't know, Lord Sidious works with students, I believe you said ages 6 to 18, just like pretty much anyone in the primary educational bracket. A lot of them watch Twitch streamers, such as yours truly. So of course, hello, howdy. See, I think it's an important context to give, as opposed to just some random person from chat's like, a 13-year-old girl told me to say hi. Oh my god! Alright, we're gonna send this Midnight Repo. Oh, goodbye.
Might be a bad idea.
Auto Bizzuti says, how important is it to keep your deck count close to 60 as a beginner? I think the way I would view it is it simply must be at 60. It must be at 60, period. It is a false statement that, like, if we want to get into the real nitty-gritty, it is false that every 60-card deck, or any 61-card deck, will be made better by cutting it to 60 cards. That's false. It's a false statement.
I've lost so much already. I won't wait. You think nature is kind?
However, I think it's pretty damn important to just accept it as a hard, raw truth. And just always put 60 in no matter what. You know, I think this is actually the play. We do this. And we do this. And we just let it die. Yeah, I mean, I would just always go for 60 cards and try to think of it from that perspective.
Ah, not again.
Wow, fantastic. Yeah, you got it, man. Yeah, I think that's actually a very suboptimal play from our buddy. I mean, this is sort of tempo game that I want, man. Didn't I just see this board? Maybe I'm wrong in my evaluation of said stuffs. Pay to... Generate 1 mana, make it white. Generate mana, make it green. Play this guy, gain 4 life. Play this guy with the leftover green. I did it. I did it. The logic of the 60 card deck, as opposed to anything larger, is that you have more control over what happens. You increase the probability of drawing the cards that you want. I think we say goodbye to the Elfitaya. I think that's right. A little concerned about the existence of that sweet, sweet red mana. I think we're just going to get Cruel Celebrant burst down. Well, this is why I gave you the gift of life, my friend. This feels like a time wipe deck, doesn't it? So this says each opponent loses 2 life. Okay. Next. No, next. Well, just to start for the delay, my internet took a dump on me. The issue I'm having is primarily the volume of discard effects and anti-draw effects in that deck. My deck relies quite heavily on drawing and generally having cards in hand, which Grixis list seems to specialize in preventing. Yeah, I mean, it could be the case that you just have a weakness against that deck. I would start doing I would recommend one of 2 paths to it. One would be identify the cards that are most worthless in that deck and just try to completely eliminate those cards. Oh, fuck. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage. This reduces the amount of damage taken by a little bit. I didn't want this to die because the Cruel Celebrants would trigger. Ah, there's the one. There's my Raveler. You dumping this whole hand? Nah, just the one. There we go. Yes. Deputy of Detention would help. Teferi Time Raveler, huh? Well, I mean, that Sky Poker is going to hurt us no matter what. So let's get the Sky Poker out.
I've got it.
No, no. This is really tricky because these guys and this one are just poking me for so much. I mean, I really think that our out is exclusively... shit. Crazy boy. Oh my god, that is such a good play. Oh my god. Look. Alright, that helps a little bit. Wait, what? It's whenever a creature or planeswalker you control dies? Holy shit.
I require your body, not your soul.
Okay. Get me out of here. Okay. What are we going to do? Deputies of Detention are good. Welcome. Frilled Mystics don't seem to do it. Time wipes coming in. Baffling Ends. So many of these. This doesn't help very much because it's just deal damage. Not deal damage to target player. Life gain is going to be pretty important here, isn't it? Light of Autumn seems like the least useful thing here. I mean, life gain is going to be important, but I'd rather do something more proactive instead of just chucking a knight down and crossing my fingers. In fact, what if I just cut this as well? Got another Oketra in. Kevin Watt says, Hexproof should prevent priests from targeting you. The Cruel Celebrant says each opponent loses. Each opponent. The Priest of the Forgotten Gods, I think, just does say target, I think. Any number of target players, yeah, yeah. Cruel Celebrant is the one I'm more worried about. I think I like this. I think I like this. Pay 2 life. I mean, like, technically it prevents the priest, or not the priest, the Judith from pinging me, but I feel like the pings will mostly be to blow up all of my shit. Oh my god, our opponent's name is Kanye Wisp, I just saw that. Oh, you got played! Technically, I could have not attacked, but I want to bring the noise against Kanye Wisp. No blocks. Yeah. You just have ping only Shalai, so you can't move your elves with it on the board. No, I recognize that. What I'm saying is that the Judith is generally pinging creatures to blow up all my shit anyways. So should be able to blow up Shalai and then blow up the rest of my creatures. I think protecting my face is not as relevant there.
I didn't go through hell to lose to you. Have you ever lost a home?
Alright. No attacks. No. It's not really a good way for these creatures to die. How are your shoulder pains today? Not really pains so much as it is just like tension. I'm also noticing I'm feeling some tenderness right here. Alright, well there's one that I want to just snickety snatch right up. What did you change to get your cursor change color when you click? That's an artifact of it's an artifact of the fact that I'm using a video encoder. So this is the inverted color of capturing a clicked mouse cursor. In my actual client, it's not changing color. Do we care that much about this? Care that much about this?
There is wonder in a blade of grass.
One of these is going to get Orzhov Enforcer blocked, obviously. So, I mean, this will let our opponent draw a bunch, and I just don't want to let that go down. And I have to do this now because Tide Taker will increase the cost of flashing it in by 1 next turn. Judy.
You can still walk away.
I think I just swing with the team here, yeah? Then time wipe it, and that'll just be GG. There's gonna be a lot of pingins going on. Feels good, man. Holy shit, I attacked with the Llanowar Elf. Didn't mean to do that. Wow, that literally lost us the game right there. I looked and I just saw my Llanowar Elf attacking, and I became shocked. Became very and deeply shocked. That is all good. I guess we're going to have to rely on summoning a horde of zombies. Still a pretty difficult position to lose. Dude, that's so funny. Push, 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 push. See, do you see how good a time wipe would have been right here? Can you wrap your head around that? It's okay. We have a pretty good board regardless. Do 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 beep do beep do beep do beep. Alright, what's our buddy gonna do? This is flying. Sack these two, maybe? Wolfscore is Mono White still viable? Mono White is one of the top decks. Tippy toppy. Flipsy tipsy topsy doozy. Bing bong. Bam. Boom. Youch. Ba-boom. Sacrifice creature. Goodbye. Mono White's dope, man. I love Mono White. Like white splashing blue for some Azorius. Flashed in an elf. I'm gonna wait till we see what our opponent's doing on this turn first before we decide to flash anything in. Because I don't want to flash it in and sacrifice, because what I may have wanted to do was flash it in, not draw a land, and then need that elf alive for time wipe. So now this is where we flash it in. Could be that our opponent has some burn as well. Okay. So if I swing with everything, this is lethal. Good. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay. I think I'm pretty happy with our status here. Time wipe would have been really nice if I'd remembered to untap the elf. Pyro Slayer, I would love if you posted the MPL deck list, because I think there's a lot of good mono white in there. Why'd you decline that god going back to the deck? Because I have another god in hand. It's bad, that's about my full reasoning. Don't always want to do it. Don't want to clog the top of my deck up with gods, you know. There's one thing we learned from ancient Greece, too many gods, man. Too many gods. That's a pretty damn reasonable hand. The double Hydroid Krasis sucks. What the heck are my hands doing? Betrayed by my hands. Would Shalai not mitigate a lot of damage because things from Judith would always be on her? We were talking a little bit about that earlier. My preference is... Well, again, it's a what do we cut? And I really feel like it's a debate between Time Wipe and Shalai. So I think I prefer the Time Wipe in that regard. Shalai does do that. I think she does. She certainly does a non-trivial amount of stuff. This is kind of a hilarious hand. I don't think that this is especially useful of a card in this matchup. Shalai does do a non-zero amount of stuff, but I'm just not 100% convinced about her full efficacy compared to Time Wipe. It is a good day for you to die.
I suppose that's how it was meant to happen.
I suppose. Blah, 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 blah. That is such a good draw. X equals 4. Yeah. Oh my god, yeah. I could have played a tap land, but I think I want to leave all these as much as possible untapped, because I want to be able to like trade here and eat that and all that good stuff. So I will take that action. Especially given that I can flash that pupper in next turn. Yeah, that's the play right there. For sure. Tide Taker, not a problem. That is really good. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How do we wish to do this? Definitely want to get rid of that pupper. So we're going to play this first. And what we're going to do is we're going to -2 this, and we're just easily going to get the Deputy of Detention.
Strike now! Strike hard!
You can only call so many times in life. You know what I'm saying? So if I Baffling End to eat this, I won't have enough mana to buff that, which is okay. And that is okay. See, I want all this stuff to trade. All this stuff to trade. I think we're in good shape. Yeah. I mean, we're just letting all this stuff be eaten, right? Every single last one. You. This is good. Bing, bong, bang. I mean, we're more than likely going to have to -2 the Vivien, no matter what. Because we really would love a Deputy of Detention here. Because I can still play these two. So I'm going to go ahead and -2, losing Vivien.
The mysteries of life are endless.
I mean, it sucks a little bit. But I think that's okay, because that would have given us 2 4/4s. We did it! We're winning games with Bant Flash! The zombies have vigilance. They do. Did I not swing with one? This deck has a lot of small aspects to it that I'm just whiffing on really hard. Which is good. That's the point of me wishing to play the deck more today. Is because, you know, only way you're ever going to learn something is if you do that which feels uncomfortable for a good amount of time. Ooh, baby. Then starts to click for you. Alright, well, I feel like the best way to win against mono red is to shock in a land every single turn in a row. This becomes a real pain in the ass for Koala to bust through. I mean, I might cut Vivien in this match, but just play more things. There we go, Ghost Stalker. Should be good now. Every single turn, that's how we gotta do this. Alright, now we got a bunch of walls. Audio and video just kind of drift in desync. Which is a wee bit annoying, but, you know, what are you gonna do? Oh, a thing of beauty. Look at the amount of damage that it has absorbed. So we're gonna chew through these, and there's probably gonna be some sort of creature or shock that kills this. Light up the stage, you got it. Diagonal monkey. Oh, yeah. Welcome. This is becoming a sad story, dude. I've shocked myself so many times. Kanye West on Addis, it's a GG. Day and I just played against you on Marvel Aristocrats. Oh, was that you, Kanye? What a pleasure to see you here. We're having ourselves a funny little match. Alright, I want to build just enough of a wall that my opponent cannot pierce through, and then I'm going to begin digging for Crazy Pals.
Let's see if you're worthy. For the Fallen.
Boy, do I have a good read on the deck. I feel like thematically I should just shock that in as well. I'm not going to attack for one more turn, because my opponent has one card in hand. It's basically precisely Experimental Frenzy that hurts. Precisely that and nothing more. Okay. I don't mind if Oketra dies, like, at all.
Tear it down! Tear it all down!
I'll swing with my Vigilancers. Cool. I'm gonna go ahead and main phase this, because I would like to draw a land that I can play this turn. Alack-alas. Alack-alas. Dude, I have like never hurt myself so badly playing the game before. Let's go ahead and minus, try to get another crazy boy.
Starting over is the only way.
Perfect. That's a pretty good attack. And in this way we'll have at least 3 blockers. Oh my god, Vwem with the daily 5 gifties. Hello, the legend of Vwem continues. Vwem, 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 Vwem. 350. 350 gifted subs. 350. Hot damn. Here's where the concession comes in. Professor Plum says, you discussed reinforcement learning the other day on stream. I'm at a crossroads in my career right now, choosing between a business development focused role, a technical data analytics visualization role. What do you think are the exciting parts of ML in the industry right now? Background, I study math and computer science and done a fair bit on ML. I mean, frankly, I feel like every single aspect of machine learning is like so hot right now. I'm not the biggest fan. Okay, baffling ends. You know, Deputies of Detention actually felt kind of shitty. I think I'm actually going to not run those in this matchup. I think the Frilled Mystics feel a little slow. Bring these in, of course. This feels kind of big, like a big way to deal with it. Like I'm a big boy. I'm gonna try to just slip in a single Dovin's Veto. Single Dovin's. I mean, frankly, all of machine learning is really exciting right now, because basically people are starting to realize that a lot of the old models and algorithms in machine learning that everyone was like, oh, I think this could be good. There's something interesting and useful here. Huh, yeah, this could be, you know, potentially compelling. As it turns out, all of those just needed more processing power. And that, I think, is crazy freaking exciting. D2 Lava Pal. Shock. Wizard's Lightning. Become played, Incubation Druid. So I think that everyone's just getting real wiggly. Does everyone remember when Sean was criticizing Deputy of Detention? Y'all remember that? Were you there? Getting stuck on 2 Earth a little bit. Brilliant says the crazy thing about machine learning is reading someone else's code where they have recursively called 5 different methods and trying to keep track of it. Yeah, there's a lot of fiddly bits. A lot of fiddly bits in ML. So we have the look of a dead person.
Right on schedule.
Right on schedule, Teferi says. Yeah, oh boy, you are right on schedule, my friend. We're dead, by the way. Well. Okay. That was a disastrous tastic. Yeah, no, I'm sticking with the plan. Sticking with the plan. Sticking with the plan, because if that deputy died, would still be fuck around it. I think reinforcement learning is really cool. I really like reinforcement learning. I mean, it's hard to even catalog why people are so excited about ML. There's just so much shit going on there. I wish to be an incubator. Alright, now this is the sort of content I love having a community for. Walk Without Rhythm says, my cat's new drinking fountain arrived in the mail, and she is loving it. Oh, dude, hell yeah. Mr. Dr. Spiffy. Warmly welcome you to this here official live stream rally. No blocks. I'm thinking X equals 3 feels good here. Just healing for 1, having a block reps. Nice. Boy, sure have a lot of land. But I think that the big thing for me... So first of all, there's just so much shit in ML that everyone's just like, oh my god, it's the future, you know, and just like, you know, there's just like hype out the ass about it. However... Ooh, Paladin 9 played the wrong land. It doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna get this one out. And I'm probably highly likely gonna be trading here. The thing that really excites me is when people start applying machine learning in interesting and intelligent ways to problems. Not by being super... Oh, fuck, yes. Not by being super academic, necessarily. Not by, like, leaving it as unguided as possible. And what I mean by this is that, you know, the point of machine learning is you let the thing learn. You don't give it instruction. You let it learn. So a lot of the academic research is, I'm not going to help this puppy at all. Not even a little bit. I'm going to adapt now because I am currently out of range of burn. And I'm going to heal for 5. But, like, you don't have to be purely academic if you're making something practical. If you're doing not a super complex data-driven problem, but like a medium complexity data-driven problem, that you can sculpt the problem and tune it in a way for just your problem, plus a whole bunch of fucking machine learning on top, then, you know, you can actually get some really interesting results. Like, I mean, you guys have seen me with my little, you know, getting my digital farmer to learn to plant crops. Like, no way. A fight with fire. Absolutely going to attack this right now. You know it. I'll go ahead and swing this pupper in. My opponent will have to 2-for-1 himself at the very least. Losing a Pyromancer and then zapping this with a shock spell. You know, when I have my little... Jesus. Alright, no good in swinging right now. When I have my farmy guy, like trying to plant crops, I can give extra restrictions however the hell I want for my sweet little crops. We're going to absolutely do it in this fashion so that we, at minimum, 2-for-1 per thing. Yeah, there's the 2-for-1. Hydroid Krasis off the top. Perfect. Land. No problem. Happy to see it. Yeah, I mean, I can sculpt the way that the farmer can plant however the hell I want. I can force it to plant on a grid. Alright, that helps a little bit. Absolutely going to be doing life gain. I just destroy this and give him a dinosaur. So I think that's where machine learning is going to be really interesting. Take action. You may. Target opponent may take that action. Oh my god, what a bad attack that was. Holy shit, whose brain malfunctioned badly? Koala, because Koala could have double blocked and just killed it. Nearly scared the bejesus out of myself. That was quite close. There's actually no good draw at this point.
I've got time.
Perfect. God, that felt very barely get there, huh? I'm trying to think of like a really simple example of what I'm talking about, like. Okay, here's an example of a practical machine learning application that's interesting to me. You know those Roombas that you just like unleash in a house and it like navigates around and like learns to pathfind and suck up all your shit off the floor? Well, if you were doing pure learning, you would give it visual sensors that would give it a sort of spread of pixels of what it could see visually. You'd pump all that shit into a convolutional neural network and just try to make it succeed at some sort of reward function of how much surface area it wound up covering, you know, something like that. And you could do this with like raw pixels and then just give it the very simple action choice of what its rotation is and how far it's moving in that direction. But you could also say, you know, our engineers have discovered that there's some corner cases where when it gets to like the point of a wall, it tends to get stuck there a lot. Well, you can just give it an extra action as a possible parameter, where it can rotate itself, it can move in a direction, or it can run the escape from corner routine, which is a completely... Sorry, I punched my microphone. Which is a completely programmatic... which is a completely programmatic behavior tree for the little Roomba. This narwhal says corner case is the pun. Ho 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 ho. Because the basic idea is, anytime you find problems in the corner cases or at the fringes of your learning agent's experience, you can just literally write instructions for whenever it falls into the corner case. You don't have to let it use its trained brain. This hand feels so mediocre that we're going to hang on to it. Grippy Derp says, let me rephrase. Is business math or algebra maths closer to computer science? Or is it different math altogether? Yeah, I mean... Oh, I'm not paying attention. This is the one that I want to play. Actually, I should have shocked in this, man. I'm not paying attention. Woo! Yeah, the math is very, very different. Ah! Alright, well that's a big relief. And that's what I think is interesting, is some sort of model of behavior for some agent like a Roomba that is half machine-learned, subtle, nuanced behavior, and then like half, fuck it, no blocks. Half like, fuck it, we'll just write it, man. Just gonna write that pupper. Pay the life. Teferi, time leveler.
Trust me. You'll thank me later. Trust me. I have a plan.
No attacks. I'm absolutely going to trade like right here. Do I want to trade right here? I think so. I don't want to get too low. So I expect our opponent will ping this. Could ping that as well. That's fine.
Oh, I've done the hero thing before. Sorry I'm late. Here we go.
This is getting so tiltable. Soren Jerk Dick. You got it, man. Hit me.
To me now. I really should have seen that coming.
You know, this, like, try to draw land skill has been really tough to achieve. Game for life. For a deck that has so many mana sources, getting to the mana sources has been kind of pickleful. You want to shoot me? Ugh.
The weak feed the strong.
Hip hip, Shalai. Shalai, do your thing, lady. Adelas. Retro Trek, happy 3 months. Says thanks for all the good vibes that you and this community bring. Go win some card games. We're doing our best here, Retro Tech. Happy to see you here this fine Wednesday.
The darkness within.
Okay, so the Fireblade Artist, I think we just have to let through. Mr. Dark, what would you recommend using rare wild cards on dual lands? I like to take a balanced approach, which is spend all your wild cards getting 2 colors worth of dual lands. And then just focus on deck building in that color. So that way you get to spend some of your wild cards on the actual fun shit. Oh my god. I think God-Eternal Bantu just murders us. Shoot her. Alright, I got it. I got it. I got it. Farts. Menace. I mean, this is about the line that I see. And we double block this pupper. Bing bong, Romeo. Well, I just came back to a nightmare, didn't I? Alright, I'm going to block here, and then I'm going to concede. Alright, that was a little bit of a land struggle. A land struggle. Okay, so let us divine. I think the Frilled Mystic is a little too slow. I think I'm going to cut one of these. And what I want to do about these, I actually think Teferi Time Raveler is good. I'm going to try to keep in all the Planeswalkers for my learnings today. Deputy of Detentions feel like they have some potential. Knights of Autumn, I actually feel like is just super passive. So I'm going to try to get in the Baffling Ends, the Lyra Dawnbringers, the Time Wipes. And then, can I get in another Deputy of Detention? Maybe I cut one Vivien Champion of the Wilds. Maybe I cut one of those. I'm trying to leave in Shalai. Like, my instinct is actually to double cut the, like, do this, and then put in another Oketra, like that. Let's give this a shot. Let's give this a shot. We're trying to learn, so. Oh my god, it's Puck. Go, Puck, go, Puck. Puck, 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 Puck. Oh my god, what a delight, a pleasure. See the Protoss King himself, Huck. Damn, Puck. I've been watching Puck stream like so much lately. Puck is a top North American StarCraft player. Streams regularly in the late evening, but not late enough. AKA, if you went live longer, I'd watch you. And Puck and I have a excellent overlap in musical tastes. I think this is the thing I should have cut. I think I should have cut one of these instead. Puck, there's a question I wanted to ask you about. In watching your stream a lot, I've been seeing... I mean, obviously Archon drops and Legacy of the Void have been a thing for a while, or just the Warp Prism being the obnoxious POS that everyone knows and loves. But I've been seeing on your stream, like, 2 to 3 Warp Prisms full of Archons, and the Warp Prisms have speed, and this is a way... Declination. And this is a way for you to defend against Mutalisks. Is this like a new trend, like the multi-Warp Prism Archon thing in Protoss vs. Zerg? Or is this just you fiddling around? Because that game where you beat fucking Root Cats, oh my god, dude, Cats was ahead 100 supply. And Puck had 5 Warp Prisms with Disruptor, Immortal, and a slew of Archons, and just like hit perfect Disruptor shot after perfect Disruptor shot to win the most unwinnable game. Oh my god. You saw that game? I really don't know how I managed to lose that. Yeah, I mean, that's like one of those things that just happens every once in a while, where you're in a winning position, and then it's like unclear when to attack, when to defend, so you're like trying to finish your opponent off, but then you're starting to get countered, so then you try to defend the counter and keep attacking, and then because you have Speed Warp Prisms, you know, just shit begins to go awry. Alright, so we're just gonna go ahead and say no to the Scourge Diva. I think we just permit this damage through. Baffling End is very good. I think it's actually so good there's nothing I can do but that. And because there's no other play for me to make, and because I actually have the mana available, I'm going to buff this. So that way the opponent can't do anything too tricksy. Trixie. Why the earbuds? Gotta be honest, they're distracting, says Regicall. I just don't like wearing big headphones. So you're the first person who's ever said that they're distracting. That's so fascinating. Is it because it has this little twist in it that I haven't untwisted? Is that why? Maybe let me. You know what? Let me untwist it. There we go. There, it should be much less distracting. Yeah, it's pretty good. Bum dum dum da da dum bum. You should do ASMR videos.
Hey everyone, this is Dana TV. Welcome to my ASMR channel.
Oh my god, Day 9's content is so esports. Esports.
You know, I gotta be honest, I know there's some streamers that do like ASMR every day, and that really impresses me. Because let me tell you something, I did that for 30 seconds and immediately was like, I don't know what else I'm supposed to do. I don't know, like if I needed to fill like 4 hours, even if I need to fill 1 hour of ASMR a day, I have no idea. I'd have to come up with a routine that I looped through. Alright, so we're going to start getting bing-bonged by that. So I think I'm actually just going to X equals 2 this. I think I should never be shy of X equals 2ing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage. So I should just smash. Raviolo DR says, my significant other loves ASMR. Either I get aroused at whispers or I burst out laughing. Yeah, no, I mean, again, I'm so impressed with anyone who can be an ASMR performer for many hours at a time. It's like super impressive to me. Doom Kitty. Oh my god. Saying, okay, day 9. Oh, this is such an interesting question. What? It's so interesting. Because I've been tasked with me making dessert for Game of Thrones finale this weekend. They want s'mores for reasons. I was thinking homemade lemon marshmallows. Is that weird? I've tried mint, vanilla, and old-fashioned flavored before they all worked. But Rose super didn't. With spicy ginger cookies. But I don't know if chocolate really goes with that. What do you think? Spicy ginger cookies I find to be okay. I don't know what a homemade lemon marshmallow tastes like. I am immediately a little hungry. Immediately I'm like, why not get donuts tonight? Goodbye, my friend.
For House Markov.
I will have revenge for. Let me think here. I don't. Ooh, Patrick J.R.M. I like this. In the immortal words of Charles Boyle, dessert doesn't have to be fancy. It just has to be good. That is a little bit clever. I kind of like that. Yeah, I mean, I gotta be honest with you. I just like my marshmallows and my chocolate, my friend. Goodbye, my crazy friend. Gutter bounds. Gutter bounds. We have some choices here. I think we have to nuke this. Yeah, I think actually Teferi Time Raveler and plan on Growth Chamber Gordianing. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, it should be 12 damage, so I think this is right. I just like basic old marshmallows. Basic old chocolate. Bang, boom, bing, bong.
A triumph of the weak.
So I think I need to bounce the Priest of the Forgotten Gods, preventing these two from being
I'm known for my excellent timing.
snickety snacked
Don't worry,
and sacked on. And then I'm just gonna play a Growth Chamber Gordian. And I think that locks it up. I think the only way we lose this is if there's some weird way in which my opponent can haste. Sean, do we miss lethal? No, we couldn't deal enough. I counted through it. We could have dealt 12 to the face with the board, plus another 3 from the Incubation Druid. Oh, actually, maybe we could have bounced the token for lethal. Yeah, I didn't look at that line. Maybe we just take that line now.
This might be a bad idea.
Yes, yes.
I am not going to sit this one out. No, I am not making this up as I go.
So if I did like this, but not with this guy. Oh, that doesn't work because there's a Cruel Celebrant out. I'm curious how this works, because like obviously our opponent can block 1. Get out of the way. 2, 3, right? So then 1, 2, 3 of these has to get through. Like, I actually don't know what happens. I think that the combat damage happens first, and then the things go onto the stack. I think that's right. Alright. I think our opponent dies before stuff resolves. Yeah. I think that's right. I'll ship this. If he double blocked Oketra, that's a sick play. Oh man, that would have been sick. Double block the Oketra. Damn, dude. Damn. Opponent goes first. I have a Baffling End and a Teferi. I mean, that seems actually okay. If my opponent had blocked with Oketra, Oketra has double strike, so the first strike damage would resolve first, causing me to die. And the rest of combat damage. I missed the play of bouncing the token for lethal. Initiate's fine. Oh. So our opponent missed a land, huh? So we're just gonna shut down everything. Alright. There's no land to clock in Magic Land. Can't you set all damage to one creature? Asks Webby041. That's actually a fascinating question. I don't actually know the answer to that. My name is Sean, and I love the ability to get to 3 mana.
Now, strike hard.
Alright, well that doesn't help us very much. So we definitely play this in order to bounce.
This isn't a fight you can win. That's
Go on, get out. Yeehaw. Give this one Vigilance and
There is
Reach.
wonder in a blade of grass.
That's a legal damage assignment? Man, that's fascinating. Wow. I'm gonna do this legendary angel creature first. I'm gonna go ahead and minus to maybe get a crazy pal.
You fight like a city brat.
You fight like a loser face.
Let's try this.
Alright, so our opponent doesn't have D-Spark. That's good. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to play Lyra, which is going to give this angel +1/+1 in lifelong. That will be the way in which we swonk.
Have you ever lost a home?
I've got time.
God dang, that's so sick. Why not play that with Flash? Because I'm fucking bad, Luke ED. And I keep forgetting that. This is the whole point of this deck! But I think it's that I'm in such a dominant position that I'm just like, you know, whiffing on the basic plays. Goodbye, my friend. Goodbye. Well, we do have Teferi Time Leveler.
I always survive. You'll see.
I will survive. Woo! Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and plus this to
This might be a bad idea.
1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, man. There we go. EXE Zelt says, today's a hard day for me to be happy. Like, things I enjoy feel more hollow and less good. Do you have any advice on these days? Depends a little bit on what's going on. But the good answer is yes. I do some things. That could help quite a little bitteroo. An itty bitty bitteroo. So obviously if I block like this, our opponent will just re-ping that, and that's fine, huh? I think this is fine. Ping it. I dare you to. So, for instance, if you are... There's a couple of reasons why I feel this way. Oh, it is so good to be myself.
Here we go.
Oops, already played land this turn. Good. Get in there, my Elfie pal. One reason why I feel bad is that I have not been sleeping enough and I have not been eating at regular times. Whew, that can be quite bad. That's a big one. Another one is if I'm just a little overtired from working, that sort of thing. Sometimes just being sad, enjoying being sad is totally good. Sometimes there's an actual thing of emotional weight and significance that I've been ignoring. I've been paying attention. I've been treating myself right, that sort of thing. You know, for instance, in those sorts of spots, what might I do in order to try to make myself feel better? I might talk to a friend. I might lean on some friends. Take action. I know exactly what's in my opponent's hand.
Don't worry, I got this.
I feel like to conceal the fact that I have a... No, actually it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. We're just going to time wipe when my opponent goes Heroic Reinforcements again. Why would you Heroic Reinforcements and do nothing, you know? But, you know, like, I think, too, like, when, there's something that the author Jim Butcher said in a talk that I actually really, really liked. Which was, the person was like, dude, how do you get over writer's block or some such thing? Whenever another creature you control dies. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But this is another, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this and this would get to ping, so that's 5, 6, and then 7. I think we let that resolve. Oh, it is 9, isn't it? Okay. But there's this thing that Jim Butcher said, which is, someone was asking about writer's block, and he said I don't buy that. I just make myself write, and I find that the days when I
Don't make it. We will meet again.
think that I am doing a really shitty job with my writing, when I go back and reread it, yeah, it may have been harder to actually do, and it may have taken me longer, but it's still just as high quality. I like to think about that with the sort of forms of entertainment I might subject myself to when I'm feeling a little sad on a day like that. So I like to have plans for activities that just make me feel happy, that make me feel good. And when I'm feeling really down, I kind of make myself do that shit. I literally just force the attendance of this sort of thing. I'm sending God-Eternal Oketra straight on back. This creature this guy's not going to be able to cast anymore? Hell yeah, man. I'm going to send that guy back home.
Wild animals unlike. People? Wait. You think nature is kind?
So this will give us 4 mana left over, which is perfect. So, like, when I'm in good moods, I used to write it down. Nowadays, I just mentally note. But, yeah, no, I just, you know, would have a list of things that just make me feel joy. I just try to make myself do that. And then I feel like that really takes a lot of stress out of whatever it is I'm doing. Because the worst is when you're feeling down and you're like, I want to be happy. How do I make myself be happy? And the answer is now you have to do effort in order to do that? Fuck, man. If I'm in a good mood and I have a lot of motivation and I have a lot of energy, I'm going to come up with at least a really basic plan of stuff I'm going to do to cheer myself up when I'm feeling really shitty. And then when the shittiness comes and I don't have the energy to do anything, well, dude, energized past Sean took care of this for me. So that's more of one of the concrete things, but I mean, like, going really hard at the gym, I find, well, there's times when I'm just feeling kind of and hollow, and, you know, and I make myself go, like, really hard, and then I find that I start to get really weepy when I'm at the gym, like on the elliptical, and I'm like, helps, like, work emotions out of me. That's my wee little day 9 body. Dauntless booty pack. Alright, I launched a pen. I need to go get the good pen regardless. Oh my god, Gideon butthole. I do not like this dude. I think I have to detend this guy, you know? But I don't want to detend him. Alright, so we have to play this one, because I'm probably going to need a shock and a blue source. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm going to have to. This stinks. Gideon's very good against a slightly slower deck. Gideon is just unbelievably bad against aggro. So I think that makes him feel a little more fair. Just put him in timeout for a little bit. Woo! Boy, would I love to have. What I love to had. Okay, what do we do here? I think I concede. I think a concession. Yeah. I think that getting an F out of this game is a good build. No, 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 no. Baffling Ends, get in here. Lyra Dawnbringers, get in here. I think I don't even want Shalai. Get the hell out of here, Shalai. Deputy of Detention. Time Whippy Wipies. Knief of Autumn. I need to cut a pair of cards. Probably these Krasis boys are the ones to cut. They're rather slow. And I think I do want Vivien Champion of the Wilds, because flashing in shit is horrifying. Horrifying. Deputies are unbelievably strong in this matchup. Unbelievably strong. Because if there's a History of Benalia with 2 knights out, I can use 1 Deputy of Detention to eliminate both of those, and then we're in good shape. This is a bad hand. We don't have any land. Alright, this is a better hand. We have a Sweeper Deeper, if we can get there in time. Alright. Alright. Hallowed Fountain, go! That said, it really does suck when I get Conclave Tribunal with my Deputy of Detention. That feels like poo. Feels like poo. I love you, and I miss you. Poo. Tumblr 41 says, are you using your sideboard to swap out cards? You can use any of your cards in this mode. What do you mean, Tumblr 41? What doth thou mean? So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to Teferi Time Raveler because I want to reduce the overall damage that's coming in. Law Rune Enforcer can bop this, but I'm really looking for lands to be able to swiftly approach a time wipe. The time whip. Ugh.
You just let me know if you're up.
So we're at 16, feeling good, feeling good, feeling good. Sky March Espionage. Looks like our opponent is stuck on land, which is very nice. God-Eternal Oketra. Feels like a nice option. Feels like it would be good to do. Feels a little bit like that. Hit me. Ugh. Ah.
I've seen
What
worse.
now? Snughorn Sentry. Cool. Super duper cool. So I think that this is, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm trying to imagine a situation, the most likely situation that my opponent is on is they have a bunch of cards because they have some 3-mana things, such as History of Benalia. How many cards do they need out to be able to play a History of Benalia? That is totally fine by me. Okay, so when it dies, just put an exile. Let me put it. So okay, so we're going to decline this. And then we're going to get the Deputy of Detention down. I think actually Knight of Autumn I like a little bit more. Let's destroy an artifact or enchantment. That's pretty good. And then I'm going to play this Llanowar Elves friend. Ooh, yeah. Ah, JTech, die. Death to JTech. So a History of Benalia or Benalish Marshal is pretty much 100% guaranteed. Because, like, what else has JTech been sitting on? I mean, what else even? Why did we decline Oketra? Because we just destroyed the enchantment that permitted us the ability to get Oketra back to the battlefield immediately. Which I think is like a really interesting and useful aspect to said buddy. We're going to decline this again. Because I am going to time wipe to return this to my hand. And then I can just play the Knight of Autumn and destroy that. There's our Marshal of the Cowl. So this is where the conceit happens. So I think that depending on exactly how many Baffling Ends and Conclave Tribunals have actually been boarded in here, I think that my opponent is might be making the mistake that I used to make, which again, our opponent may not be, but like something that I have done with my white weenie decks is the main deck is a really proactive, kill you as fast as possible. And then I go to sideboarding, and I'm like, alright, I'm up against a Bant player. I want to put in my Baffling Ends, my Conclave Tribunals, it's going to have lots and lots and lots of targets. But then what happens is I wind up cutting too many things that made me proactive, and I wind up being like a reactive deck with white weenie. And that sentence is a shitty sentence. You know, so for instance, we see our opponent had Baffling Ends and Conclave Tribunals. And we saw the first few turns what our opponent was actually doing was like nothing. Relatively little. And so I think it's important to make sure that you're not getting yourself in a situation where you're so reactive that you stop being able to make plays. Oh my god, this is going to be just brutal as hell for our opponent. Okay, so we're going to play this tapped. We're going to wait for the next History of Benalia Knight to pop. A second History of Benalia would be just a godsend right now. Let me just Deputy of Detention here, and let me just target this knight. Yes, great. Give me that one, and that one, and that one. Woo! Woo! Okay, I'm going to do what might look a little bit like a passive play. I'm going to Baffling End this Skymarch Aspirant. And then I'm going to Teferi Time Raveler. Like, I obviously have a Lyra Dawnbringer, but I still want to make the game go on longer and remove as many threats as possible. Oh, there it is. There's the Vivien. Because I would rather not be in the position where I play a Lyra Dawnbringer and I'm sort of crossing my heart and hoping that my opponent doesn't have some type of removal, such as this. Because that would be quite bad. Okay, so this is where we can begin to poo upon the enemy. Let's make sure we have enough manas. So we want to do this one, and then this one, and then this one, because we want to have the most amount of green.
Let's see if you're
It's -2 this.
All things begin and end in nature.
The Deputy of Detention is going to be the right play here. Plus this.
I've got it.
You guys are getting a little bit of desync. Hold on, let me adjust this. Should be better now. Or at least more accurate. Or it got way worse. Looks better. Yeah, I'm always sliding the audio synchronization around a little bit. So I bumped it back, and then I thought the audio was off, so instead of doing this, I did that. Why no Dota? We're doing Dota about every other Wednesday right now. About every other Wednesday. Dude, what a delightful day this has been, man. Have you been seeing this? You been seeing this? Been seeing this? We went from top 1,000-ish in Magic down to 92nd percentile. Now we're back up to 98th with the same deck. Doesn't that feel good to learn? Yeah. Beat him up, pal. Play first. And yeah. He's doing it. Yeah, Ghost Stoker, by the way, I moved the audio back when you pinged me earlier, then I saw someone make a comment and I needed to undo that. Because I think it's just there's a little bit of straight up desynchronization, but it's mostly good. A while back, there was a problem where the audio and the video would just drift. So it's good. Oh my god. Okay, we need to live through just one more turn. Don't thought erasure me, shummy. Hooray. Super duper ultra hooray. No attacks, no attacks. This is going to be a bit of a pickle. It's going to be that -2/-2 thing. Fuck out of here with that nonsense. Take action. So, in theory, the better play is to play the Temple Garden, because I still leave up mana for the Frilled Mystic. But I think my health doesn't matter that much, so I'm going to do this play, because this looks a hell of a lot like I'm trying to prepare to adapt the Incubation Druid. Death to Shami. Blood Orange 07 says, any tips for sideboarding, taking out cards and putting the good ones in? The way that I would recommend it is to come up with a 60-card list and start naming, this card is good versus aggro, this card is bad versus, bad versus aggro. This card is good versus control, and this card is bad versus control. And then what you start to be able to identify is the slot space. You start to be able to say, oh, okay, I see this one. I think that I just bonk in, yes. My opponent wants to trade, that's fine, then my opponent will be able to block for a little bit. So for instance, like, you know, there's cards like Destroy All Creatures. Really good against aggro, terrible against control. So you start counting, like, okay, I have 6 cards that suck against control, and 4 cards that suck against aggro, so now I can come up with the 6 cards in my sideboard that I would replace. And then the other 4 cards in the sideboard that I would replace. So that's really how to think of sideboarding. Is, for the most part, you are... God, I mean, this is just absolutely awful for our buddy. Yeah, we're going to counter that. So now our opponent will die to Dread Horde Invasion. Perfect. There it is. Feels good. Death by Dread Horde Invasion. Alright, what do we do? Definitely the Deputy of Detention. Night of Autumn? Maybe... Shalai, Voice of Plenty? Shit, what do I cut here? And so, Blood Orange, to answer your question about how do I sideboard in this deck, I was talking about how I would construct my own sideboard. Which, you know, again, I would like look at this and be like, what sucks against aggro? Frilled Mystics suck against aggro. I would cut those against aggro. But in here, it looks like we're sort of a middle-of-the-road-ish deck. Middle of the road. I mean, I actually, frankly, just don't think I changed that much. Maybe something like this. Maybe not. Yes, meow, meow, meow. Meow, 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 sure. I mean, technically, I can cut a Night of Autumn. It's not as useful. Actually, Night of Autumns kind of suck here. I'm just going to put in Vivien Reid because she can destroy enchantments and do more. Is that Sheriff? Is that my favorite little brown cat? Hello. Hi. Uh-oh. It's 4. It's time for afternoon snuggle time. Yes. Yes. Rub against things. Yes. Yes! Rub against the subwoofer. Leave pheromones on the subwoofer. Excellent. Perfect. Yes. Oh, we're so happy. Oh, this is a very happy cat right now. This is really great. Yeah, look at this. Look at this little cat. I mean, it seems good enough. Seems good enough to me. We're up against a deck that's trying to start the Dread Horde invasion. Hey. Yeah. Yes. It appears I have tempted you, little kitten. Hi. Yep. Keep giving you scritches. Search for his Kanta. Yep. Yep. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, we've gone from rubbing against the subwoofer to rubbing against the legs. Here we go. Hi. Alright, so this is where I lean over. Alright, we're still going to town on the knee. That's good. But did you want to come up for Snuggle Time? Alright, let me see if I can compel her. Alright, there's the little brown cat. Perfect. Alright, something died? Tight. Yeah. Ooh, this is Magic the Gathering. Yep, that's... You can't really rub against that. Those are the headphones. It's not sturdy enough. Yep, that's my leg. Yeah, that's kind of a really interesting leg, huh? Hope to see some treasure maps today. Nothing that janky. We unfortunately are running just a higher quality deck. So this looks like I have a counterspell kind of thing. Oh my god, are we... You never lie down on the lap. You never. Are we thinking of snuggling up and maybe taking a nap? Oh, she hasn't done that since she was a baby. Oh my god. Oh my god, this is really nice. Guys, my little brown cat is being a lap cat. This is... What a great cat day this is. I love being your dad. I actually feel as though I birthed you, you know? Like you came out of me. Uh-oh. Alright, that was apparently a little fucking sick and twisted for the cat. And if this gets Moment of Craving, not a big deal. I think this is a fine time to do this. Now we can't get Thought Erasured or some such thing. Oh my god, Plame says, I've good news, I've recently gotten a new puppy. Aww. We buried Taz's ashes and the universe put a new puppy in my life. I'm very sorry to hear about your past pupper. It's a terribly difficult thing to go through. I think this is a beautiful time to Vivien Reid and just nuke this right out of the sky. Given that this is black, blue, and we don't seem to see any white or red in there, I wouldn't be surprised to see a Doom Whisperer. The 5-mana 6/6 flying trample. God, I love that little cat so much. Devnax says, I love you, Dana. I love you too, Devnax. Not as much as I love my little baby cat, but I do love you. Is that an okay thing to say? Ooh.
No
See if
one
we can
knows
get
the
some
wilds like I do.
Jushi. You know, dude, I actually just want this land. God-Eternal Oketra is probably the play here. We're not going to attack because this thing has Hexproof and Menace, so I want to protect my Vivien. What is 5 mana and scary? Enter the God-Eternals, probably? Oh my god, Valentine, 61. Valentine, 61 is just gifted 10 subs. Alright, our opponent has make'd quite a mistakey. Valentine 61 just gifted 10 subs.
Meet my
Lunum
newest
Gaming
friend.
General Pants. I think I still want to just keep building the land. Because we're really in the mood to conceal what we have. Bonzi, Vexi, Drake FS, Captain Blad. You just got straight up gifted by Valentine 61. Not a chance, my friend. Sinister Snabotage. Counter target spell. Big action. Denuncier says, if you copy Shalai, does everything get hexproof? Yes. Blink, 18 million, and of course, etc. Just asked how many people here are not Day 9 TV subs. I actually don't know the answer to that. Around then, bam, 1,000 bits. Is any events on the East Coast you're going to? Not to my knowledge. I am signed up for the 5 Mythic Championships for Magic the Gathering this year. I'm going to be hosting all those puppers, but I don't actually know the cities and places of them yet. Which suddenly makes me feel very self-conscious because I wonder if I am supposed to know those and it's public knowledge and I'm just a dumbass. I'm a swing RN says I'm not a sub. Yes, you are. I'm a swing RN. I see. I caught you.
This isn't your average zombie form. Rise and shine.
All right, let's see here. Let's go ahead and hit it with the plus.
Balance comes.
Yeah, I'll just detentionize. Mine.
What a drag.
Seems fine. Charisma51 says, you seem to try to travel a lot less than other streamers. Do you just get burnt out after the casting days? I don't actually think I do travel less than other streamers. Well, I would generally say on average I travel a little bit more. Generally speaking. Yeah, that's regardless of your point. Yeah, no, I got a little traveled out. Actually, I messed up. I should have just given +1/+1 and just killed. Whatever. Yeah, because I mean, I was traveling 25, 30 weekends per year while still doing 200 Day 9 dailies a year. I was tired, man. Around then, bam, just gifted 5 subs. Oh my god. Lucky Shell, Gender Druid, AC Rith, Gooseman 36, and Quiet Kieran. Prime says, is Chrono Trigger your favorite SNES game? I think it is. I think it is. I don't think of a better SNES game than that. Oh, that stretch. My voice was like... Oh, Angs, sorry to bother everyone, but is there anyone in chat who happens to be good at probability/probability questions who could help me with a problem I'm struggling with? The answer is, I got your back, or I have no fucking clue, man. Tell me, Ang, tell me. Tell me your probability question. Okay, you know the following events, A, B, and C, all in the same sample space. Probability of A is 0.2, probability of B is 0.8, probability of C is 0.6. A and B are disjoint, A and C are disjoint. I Ah, shit. Let's see here. Keep. Alright, probably C is 0.6. A, B, or disjoint. A and C or disjoint. If for an event D, you know, the probability of D given A is 0.5, and the probability of D given B is 0.25, what's the probability of D? Let me get a sheet of paper real fast. It sounds like an application of Bayes' theorem. Actually, no, I mean... Yeah, I mean, I would just do a substitution for Bayes' theorem and just solve.
Every fight makes me stronger. Let me show you what was lost.
I wish to cast this. Or the exact statement of Bayes' theorem. Images. Show me your image of Bayes' theorems. Yeah, I mean, you should be able to just use Bayes' theorem. We have a bunch of blast zones. We see a Teferi hero of Dominaria. I suspect we got a human who's been wheefing rather hard. Send in the elf.
I've seen puppies whine less than you.
Yeah, I think that's right. I don't think it was a situation in which it wouldn't be correct. Yeah, I mean, what you should be able to do is you should be able to just create a bunch of, like, the probability of D given A is 0.5. Well, then you know that that's the left side of Bayes' theorem, so you replace that with the right side. That equals 0.5. Then you do the same thing with probability D equal B, and then you can start solving for segments of 1 and plugging in for the probability of D. And you should be okay. Is my statement. Alright, I gotta pay attention to this game. Alright, here we go. What the hell? This is bold. 2 blast zones and these colors? Damn. Now let's -2 first.
Let me show you what was lost.
Well, I have to pick this one. So, you know, I think actually, even though I kind of want to play this right now because my opponent does not have the mana to be able to do anything. Like, there's no good counter here. I think we should still wait. You actually don't need a piece of paper. Yeah, so it's basically, Bayes' theorem is the probability of A given B is the probability of B given A times the probability of A divided by the probability of B. Almost missed it. Paladin 9 never fucks up. It's too powerful for that. I do declare I would have loved to be able to counter this.
Right on schedule.
Get out!
No, I am not making this up as I go.
There we go. Like I Somebody says probability of A plus probability of B equals 100%. I don't actually think that's true. We just know that they're disjointed. Which means that both of them can't occur at the same time. Oh, he's charging up. Oh wait, probability of A and B are disjointed, so they can't occur at the same time. Yeah, so I guess probability A and probability B, given those values, incidentally do add up to 100%. But... I wasn't looking at the exact numbers. So let's see here. Yeah, so if they do add up to that... I mean, that's the way that I would do it. Alright, so we're going to stop this right here. So then, right. I'll still use base there. I'm not even going to think about it anymore. Okay, so what do we do? Our opponent is a... Okay. Hey! We got our number back! Woo! Okay, so if they're disjoint and the probability of A is 0.2, probability is 0.8. Probability of D given A is 0.5. I guess I don't see how you wouldn't use base there. I think that's my actual reaction, is I don't know how we wouldn't use it. This seems fine. Seems like a fine hand, because the Incubation Druid can provide me my other source of blue. Still happy to have that one there. I think there's a leap that I think I'm not following, Magi, which is that you say, and the probability of occurring is 100%. 1 times 0.5 plus 1 times 0.25. I don't understand how you can... That's the part I don't understand. Oh my god, I'm not looking. I was looking over here. Alright, so this is actually like so sick if I can just get this Shalai out. So A or B are disjoint. The probability... I think I don't understand your notation, Magi. Like, what's P... So it should be probability of A equals 0.2. Probability of B equals 0.8. So what is probability of A and then this weird notation that I don't think I understand? What doth that mean? Okay, so it appears our opponent is some sort of gruely pal. So I'm going to play this, and I'm just going to swing here, and we're just going to see what Viola Man does. It's not a question about the numbers, it's a question about this notation that's being used. I mean, we're winning on board. I don't see a reason why we would not just wait and Frilled Mystic it up. Like, if there's a Nullhide Ferox or something like that. You're just smashing it all together. I don't recognize that notation. P of A times... That's just some weird looking notation, is the only thing I'm trying to say. Please play this. I just made it up. Oof. Ooh, I would not make up notation. I would use precise notation. Okay, so that's where my that's where my confusion was. There was a notation that was in fact just I think we still smash for $1 billion. I'll just bring him down. Playing is so much better. Okay, so give me Law Tech in the chat and we'll improve things. Yeah, right? That I think is the biggest downside to Twitch, is that it does not permit you to just use Law Tech. Okay, so yep, get out of here. Even better. Yeah, so oh shit, I just hit okay. I should have done that. Yeah, so again, my question was not about some of the statements that Magi was making. There was an equation that Magi wrote that confused me. That's the thing. So we know that the probability of A is 20%, the probability of B is 80%. We know they're disjoint, which means they both can't happen at the same time. We know that for a fact. So given that 20 plus 80 is 100%, we know they add up to 1. And then Magi used some notation that I was slightly confused about. So now that that's happened, Magi, there was an equation that you wrote after that, and that's the one that I didn't understand, was that follow-up equation. So I was wondering if you could explain that one. There's a follow-up equation where you just multiplied 1 by 0.5, multiplied 1 by 0.25. Boy, I sure wish I had substituted some stuff. God, this card sucks. What is that doing there? The card that I am very hunting for is the Baffling End. What's in the sideboard? Oh my god, this is such good luck. I'm ramping. Tony says, wouldn't building a probability tree to solve it? Oh yeah, there's lots of different ways to take approaches. And, you know, so for instance, there is a theorem called Bayes' theorem that I would use to just directly plug in the values to figure out what's going on. So I'm just gonna play this, enter tap, play this, chill. No blocks. So yeah, there's a way that I would know to solve it, but if there's a different, more interesting, subtle way, I totally want to know that one, man. So A or B will happen 100% of the time. A happens, D happens 25% of the time. B happens, D happens 50% of the time. What does what does that wind up meaning? Choose attackers, no attackers. Let's see. It's like, are you sure you want to do this? I'm like, yeah, dude, fuck yeah. Nice. Well, that burns through the turns. That's pretty good. No blocks. Oh, I see. No. Okay, I see exactly where I got confused. There was... Yes, no, I agree with that. I think long ago, Magic, I think it may have been a typo, but you were writing 1 times 0.25 plus 1 times 0.5. As opposed to 0.2 times 0.25 and 0.8 times 0.5. I think that's where I was getting a little confustrated. Oh, hi, Sheriff. Hello, sweetheart. I will pay attention to you right now. Okay, I totally see where my confusion was. Yes, no, that makes sense to me. That makes sense. I see. And by the way, I see a lot of other folks typing about probability in chat. Forgive me if I'm not responding to any of that. I was looking just for what Magi was saying because I was trying to get a sense of where my own misunderstanding was. Hi. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9. 5 plus 4 is 9. So if I do like this, then we still have enough mana open. So I think this kills pretty swiftly, but I think I need to leave this Hydroid Krasis boy back. Hi, Sheriff. Hi. Why did the problem give us probability of C, though? I don't know. I don't see a reason why C would matter, unless I'm mistaken. Oh, wait a minute. Do you think we'd still need to find what the probability of... Yeah, I'm going to counter that one. I think we'd still need to find out what the probability of D given C is. There it is. That's the problem. That's the problem, isn't it? Let me think for a little bit. Could be that I just made a falsy statement. So we're going to use Teferi Time Raveler to bounce some stuff.
I'm known for my excellent timing.
So we can send this guy home. Nah, this is the better play.
Let's try this.
My sweetheart. Yeah, hi. I think the fact they add up to 100% is an interesting one. No, because they add up to 100%. So the probability of D given C doesn't matter, right? Yeah. Seems like it was a trick. Alright, we're done talking about probability. We as a community figured the damn thing out. Look, we didn't even sideboard. Isn't that amazing? We destroyed Viola Man. Ang8811 says, so what I don't understand is the probability A or B equals 100%. How does C even exist? Because B and C are not disjoint. A and C are disjointed, which means A and C can't happen at the same time. A and B are disjointed, which means A and B can't happen at the same time. However,
It's a beautiful day for chaos.
Who's fighting who?
isn't it? I won't be stopped bringing your comeuppance.
Tight. In other words, that like you can start making statements like, "Holy shit, we won this game." You can make that statement. Because basically C and B can happen at the same time. 866 feels good. Let's do one more game with this. Then I'm gonna use a restroom, play a different deck. What a good cat. Good cat. I think this is an okay starting hand. Oh shit, we are boned. God, I love having this little brown cat. I love having a little brown cat here. I love having a little brown cat here. Dude, isn't it cool that we started off yesterday in top 1,000-ish, and then we played this Bant deck and tumbled down to 92nd percentile, and then we kept playing it, banging our head against the wall, and we've gotten so much better at piloting it that we have returned all the way back on up, on up, on up. We're relatively close to death here. Goodbye, baby girl. Yeah, part of the thing that interests me about this is that, like, from a relatively simplistic perspective, I could ask the question, like, how do I solve this? There's a formula that I could use to solve it. But whenever someone starts stating different ways of solving it, I want to know those ways, because I think what's less interesting is, oh, did I get the answer? Yes, I did. Go me. Oh, I'm an idiot. Of course, of course. I'm busy talking about a math problem, not paying attention to land, but it doesn't even matter!
Sorry I'm late.
Be gone. Boy, the Frilled Mystics suck. No, no!
This is hardly my worst feat.
Alright, let's play this. Enter stat. Let's play Teferi Time Raveler.
I know my responsibility. That's more like it.
Man, Teferi Time Raveler to just deny all that stuff is so juicy. Look at us, we're hanging out at 14.
Only time will tell.
Only time will tell. It'd be so funny if he just replays the Runway Steam Kin and that's it. I'm playing a land a turn. Oh, baby! The God-Eternal Phenomena. We might actually win this game after just whiffing. But you know, I'm always much more interested in, like, what are all the different ways that XYZ thing could occur. So there's our 2 blue, there's our 2 green. Holy shit, I did not attack with God-Eternal Oketra. That is my bad. Nope. Not a chance. Get out of here. We're forgetting swing of things, but that's alright. Yep, take action. Bish, bish. Great. Yeah, I love hearing about different solutions for things. This is something we could use base formula since given probability of A given D. Give me 1 sec to think about and respond to that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I did it. I did it. Let us see here. So these things we get out. I think we can cut one of those puppers. I think the Knights of Autumn might suck. I didn't feel good about the Deputy of Detentions either. So I'm going to bring in these. I'm going to bring in the Knights of Autumn, actually. Yeah, those are fine. And the Lyras. And I actually think this is how I'm going to do it. I think this is how I'm going to do it. Bum, bop, bum, bop, bum, 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 bum. Can't you use base theorem for this? Can you not? Maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe the problem is actually just like way the hell simpler. Scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Could be that I'm wrong, but that would be my approach at first. Let's try to plug that pupper in. Compute the things that I don't know. This is actually a keep because I have double Baffling End, and that is so helpful. But I would double base each of the things, and for the terms that I don't know, I'd be able to slowly use the other formula to come up with an equation for what the other one is and try to do some substitutions. But again, could be that. Okay. Oh yeah, oh baby, enter's tapped. Hell yeah. Alright, so we're at 14. I mean, this feels like a pretty good situation. Just double Incubation Druid, doesn't it? Dude, I'm like so happy that we're actually winning some games. If both Fanatical Firebrands swing, I'm not blocking. I get blown out by a Chain Whirler. No. I mean, I know that this will permit our opponent to be able to play a big Slurpee spell. Nothing? Whoa! I got played. It's me, God-Eternal Oketra. Hello! Oh, that feels good. Bam. Boom. Chandra. So I think I mostly just ignore Chandra. I mean, maybe one of these dies. I don't give too much of a damn about that. I think I don't want to hit the Chandra. I think we just hit this face right here. Why do you put a stop there? Why not? That's my answer always. Why not put a stop? Because then it says my turn, and then I have to hit the my turn button. Boom. Yeah, that's just a slowing down mechanism. So if I made that go up for 5, I think I actually don't want to buff this good old Incubation pal.
Would you like to see what's left of Skull? You can still walk away.
Knight of the Autumns feels like the correct choice here. Everybody, get in there. Like it slows me down. Slows me down. Block this. Don't block it. Block this. Sacrifice me. Could have let it die. Gain that life. Eventually this is going to go -7. Like, this card is so cool. Whenever one or more loyalty counters are removed, she deals that much damage to target opponent or planeswalker. Which means that if I hit her, or if she -7s, she's going to just deal 7 damage straight to my face. When did Day 9 Daily number 1 come out? October 22nd, 2009. Bye, everybody.
You have to do better than that.
You have to do better. You have to do better. Yeah, kill her. So, which means in October we will hit the 10-year anniversary of my very first stream. Fuck yeah. Hell yes. 10 years of streaming. Ba-boom, shazoom. Go. Mm-hmm. 10 years. Not a lot of streamers last 10 years. The
mysteries of life are endless.
Yes, yes.
I've lost so much already. I won't lose. Strike now. Strike hard.
Strike now, strike hard. I want to hit her. My health is getting a little low, but I think it's fine. I have to block it at some point. Bing.
Sit back and watch it burn.
Alright. Very expensive lightning bolt. I'm actually going to let that resolve. Prevents me from flashing in the Crazy Boy, but, you know, I think I'd rather just X=4 him. Seems all good to me. Taking 7 seems 100% fine. Uh-oh, here she comes. She's back. Who is the best little brown cat that ever lived? It's Sheriff. It's Sheriff the cat. Hi. Alright. What deck is up next? I don't know, but I'm just so happy. I might just sit here and pet the cat for a few minutes. Alright. Let's get the tummies rubbed. There we go. She's really up here for the tummy rubs. Yep, see, whenever we rub the tummy, she starts getting really into it. Starts rubbing on the ear. Yep, yeah. Deal 7 damage to who? You get to play all of them. That seems like an unusual choice. Alright, then 1 lava coil will be gone. What a good baby cat. Almost all those cards are just going to disappear at the end of turn. Oh, yes. Then you can remove. And you can lightning that for like 3. There you go. Alright, going to 8, feeling great. I think it Feels good to ignore the Chandra, huh? Feel good to ignore Chandra. Hell yeah, man. 642.